7:09. It's a Friday. Quick weather, just please.
Good morning. It's going to be mostly cloudy today. Highs near 80.
All right, we have ABC News correspondent and co-anchor of 2020, Deborah Robert, standing by. She's going to be checking in, talking about 2020, which airs tonight. And every Friday, they're kicking off a new season for the fall. And tonight, she has an exclusive interview with Ashley Benefield to tell her story. Ashley Benefield is a former ballet dancer at the center of a so-called Black Swan trial, accused of fatally shooting her husband. So she's going to have a sit-down tonight on 2020 on ABC and, of course, tomorrow on Hulu. So looking forward to talking to her in a sec. There are some delays due to the fog. Take your time out there if you're out and about. And, Jess, you got them.
Caroline County Schools, 2-hour delay. Dorchester County Schools, 2-hour delay as well. Dorchester Early Learning Center, 2-hour delay. Easton Head Start, 90-minute delay. St. Clair Head Start, 2-hour delay. St. Peter and Paul, Easton, 90-minute delay. And Talbot County Schools, 90-minute delay.
And we posted them up on our social medias if, you missed them or whatever, want to go see them again. So make sure you go check it out. Deborah Roberts, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody?
Hey, we're great. How are you? Welcome to the Bill and Jessica Show. Thank you so much again for checking in.
Always a pleasure.
Yes, absolutely. Deborah Roberts, first off, how's Al doing?
He's doing very well, thank you. I will pass it along. I told him, I said, I'm sick of people asking me about you. I'm there to talk about me and my reporting. And he just laughed.
Yes, well, you guys
he says, well, you know what? And if it's the other shoe on the other foot, I guess I'll be talking about you as well.
Right. And you know he does. You know he loves you more than anything. You know he talks about you.
He better say good stuff, I'll tell you that.
Right. Well, look, Deborah Roberts, of course, 2020, one of the, big reasons why, you're checking in today is because you got a big show coming up. Talk to us about it. Coming on tonight.
Yes, an all-new episode of 2020 as we begin to kick off our new fall season. And this is one that we've been following for many years now. Ashley Benefield, a former ballet dancer who many of us may remember the story, down in Sarasota, Florida, shot and killed her husband. Many down there dubbed it the Black Swan case because a nod to the movie with Natalie Portman about the killer ballerina. How is it that Ashley went from being this woman, a young woman, a wife and a mother, in what many considered to be just a beautiful romance? How is it she winds up killing her husband? She and her husband started a ballet company together. Well, for the very first time, she sits down with me and she tells her side of this story. She tells us what she says was she was living basically a dark side of the life that people didn't know. That it was just an abused woman. But there are many, including the prosecutors in this case, who say she was a manipulative woman who wanted her husband out of her life because they were breaking up and they were fighting for custody. So is that what happened, or is this a woman who truly feared for her life? You're going to hear from her talking about that night that everything went so terribly wrong. She had an ankle bracelet on when we were doing the interview with her. She was under house arrest. So she was facing her life ending as she knew it, and tells a very compelling story for how her life changed so tragically on that night down in Florida all those years ago in September of 2020.
Man, incredible.
Gosh.
Definitely looking forward to checking out the interview. Again, 2020 airs on ABC, and then, of course, the next day on Hulu. Is it nerve-wracking going in and interviewing people like that, people accused of fatally shooting, their husband, or, like people who have been arrested for murder? I mean, I know you've interviewed so many different people over the years. How is it like before you meet them, before you get ready to go in and sit down? When you go sit down in the chair to meet them, is that the first time you're meeting them, or do you do like a little pre-interview? Like, how does that work?
No, that's the first time I'm meeting them. And I have to tell you, typically it's not that nerve-wracking, but it depends on where I'm meeting them. If I'm meeting them in a prison,
right.
And I have done that, that can be a little bit more nerve-wracking, definitely, because sometimes I interview people who are already in prison and who are proclaiming their innocence or who may be held before a trial. In this case, I met Ashley in a home in Florida, and, she was a young mom who brought her daughter and her mother to the interview. I think more than anything else, I was just curious about the woman I was going to find. She had been portrayed in the media as this cold, calculating woman who, cried phony tears. So I was really curious to see who I was going to find there, and I was surprised. She was quite affable and likable and lovely and a doting mom and very poised. And I was really very surprised by who I met. But as she began to tell her story, it was very interesting to see how her body language shifted and when she began to cry and what she thought. And I thought it'll be interesting to hear what the audience thinks and what they see and who they see in this. So I feel like I'm there sitting in for the audience, asking those questions that people want to ask, being incredulous if it sounds like something that nobody is going to believe. So it's all about just being there and hearing the stories, and it's always fascinating, I have to tell you.
Ashley Benefield telling her story in an exclusive interview with Deborah Roberts and ABC News' 2020. And, of course, congratulations on all the success on 2020. I know you guys have been going strong.
Thank you so much.
Yes, still awesome. Are going strong after all these years. You guys, how many years have you guys been on the air?
47 years this year. We begin our 47th season. And let me clarify, I was not there all 47 seasons. I was a kid
I know. You're right.
But I've been here for quite a number of years, and it's been really gratifying to co-anchor with David and to just take this show to new heights and to continue the tradition. And yes, 47 years, and we begin our new season.
Yep, you and David,
next week.
I just got to give you and David props because both of you are just true professionals. Like, I saw him on the, with the debate the other night. I mean, just like the best of the best, top notch. So
thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'll pass it along to him.
Yeah, please do. And the Ashley Benefield, kind of, it's not the same, but it kind of is relatable. It's crazy. Recently, they've had the Scott Peterson, Lacey Peterson, specials that have been put out there on Netflix and Peacock and all that. Now, all of a sudden, Scott Peterson's telling his side of the story, but then he was, when you watch, he just seems like, oh, this nice guy or whatever. It's crazy. Kind of takes me to that. I'm sure everybody, you followed up on that as well. I'm sure you've followed that trial over the years.
Oh, I certainly have. In fact, I have a report coming up in a few weeks in the fall where we look at another case where we talk about the Scott Peterson case and others that were in the news around the same time that this case was in the news, and why did that one garner so much attention and the others did not. So yeah, we follow a lot of these stories, and it's always fascinating to see what makes them come to life and how they played out.
Wow. Well, look, again, Deborah Roberts, host of 2020. Check it out tonight on ABC and then tomorrow on Hulu. The Ashley Benefield interview, telling her story, an exclusive. Thank you so much for checking in. We really, really appreciate it. Congratulations on all your success, and we wish you nothing but the best. Hopefully we'll have you back on soon.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure, and thank you so much, guys. Nice to be with you.
Yes, have a great day.
I'm gonna make some shake.